Hey guys, welcome back. Good morning. How many channels out there do you guys know besides Wolverine Prepper? Because we're going to talk about Wolverine Prepper, but how many channels out there are actually making videos about Sarasota Tim and his life or his content or the episodes and the saga continues of Sarasota Tim? I'm just kind of curious. How many do you guys know of or watch? And I guess the question is, do you watch, what reason are you watching for? Do you watch Sarasota Tim because you enjoy his content? And then you want to see what the other channels are saying about him? Or do you watch Sarasota Tim because you don't? And you want to know more of the backstory behind what the other channels are saying and making about him? Do you not have an opinion whatsoever and you just kind of enjoy the entertainment aspect of it? Or are you watching Kevin 247 my videos for the analytics review and the behind the scenes, the BTS with YouTube and content creation and analytics and revenue and monetization and all that? So let me know, drop a comment. Check out my other videos too, by the way, especially if you are of the minority who voted on a community post and are a creator of some sort and want to maximize your reach and earning potential. And it's funny because from the outside looking in, vanity metrics are very misleading and deceiving, and you can actually make a lot of money seemingly with very few views if you know how to do it correctly, which it's all about, for me, quality over quantity. And it's funny because I was actually thinking about the economy in general. We talked a little bit last night about stagflation and the rise in minimum wage and the challenges that the economy is going to face moving forward, and the Carter administration and the Biden administration and Bidenomics and Build Back Better and inflation and government stimulus and all sorts of stuff. But it's funny because as I think about it, as I talk about it, I'm thinking about how it relates and making connections and ties and simple and easy and to understand and digest analogies for people who may not necessarily talk the talk. So for someone like Sarasota Tim, I actually made the connection today that his channel, his content, his upload strategy, frequency, and I don't even know if I really want to call it a strategy, but just the way that he goes about making videos is similar to shrinkflation. And so shrinkflation, we talked about this, and we called it trickflation. Go check out that video if you haven't seen it. But essentially, you're paying the same, but you're getting less, okay? Now hear me out. I hope none of you are paying to watch Sarasota Tim's content, and I was only joking about an OnlyFans account. I hope no one's paying for that. If anything, pay for my OnlyFans account. I'm just playing. But either way, I'm going to go into greater detail on the biography of Tim. And if you guys want the tea, you want all the juicy details, you want the behind the scenes, you want the secrets, you want what I can't post and will not post on YouTube, then by all means, click the link down below and join Kevin's tier on the Patreon. But think about it like this. As a creator, as a YouTuber, as an uploader, as I would call him, I think that just recording anything and everything and just throwing it up, just like essentially just vomiting it onto YouTube, it's not really creative. It's not really a YouTuber. It's really just an uploader. I mean, anybody can go out there and press record and just send the video. Like YouTube's not going to stop you from doing it, or at least not yet. Somebody asked me if I think that YouTube will reprimand or strike down Sarasota Tim, and I actually had somebody reach out to me with some juicy insider details, boots on the ground intel from an encounter with Anyway, I'll save that for later. If you guys want to know about that, let me know. But basically what it boils down to is you're not getting your money's worth, okay? The value is diminishing. The return is diminishing. So in essence, by posting so many videos all the time, by initiating and rolling out this hot and fast shotgun approach, as he called it the other day, you're doing more and you're getting less. You're spending more and you're getting less. You're spending more time and you're getting less. Like, how many people out there would continue to work a job that, as the more you work, the less you got paid? Think about that. It's actually kind of funny. I'll share this little Vine or meme or GIF or GIF or video or whatever of an exchange as an employee with an employer of that very same experience. Here, check it out.
I saw you logged on at 9 a.m. on the dot this morning. Yes. And you go offline every day at 5 p.m. Right, those are my working hours. You seem to be one of the only ones on the team who logs off while the rest of us are still working. Perhaps their working hours are different than mine. No, they just seem to care more about this job and wanting to keep it. I care about this job during the hours of 9 to 5, and I complete all of my work. It just sets a tone being so strict to log off and not be willing to work a minute over. All I'm saying is when promotions come around, you may be overlooked for not showing the same commitment as the rest of us. Or perhaps I will be the first candidate, as it shows I have great time management, being able to complete everything within my working hours. I'm happy to give you some pointers if you'd like. Maybe it'll help you get from needing those 12 hours a day back down to closer to 8. Anyways, it's time for me to log off and go enjoy my personal life. Toodaloo.
All right, so I hope you guys are picking up on what I'm putting down. You understand what I'm saying, and is that how many people, if you get paid so much, let's just say you work 8 hours a day and you make $20 an hour, every day you're gonna make $160, okay? How many people would continue to work this job to work 9 hours a day and still make $160, work 10 hours a day and still make $160, work 12 hours a day and still make $160? That is the point of which we're getting to with diminishing returns in this shrinkflation scenario of YouTube, with working more, working harder, putting more in, spending more time in this example, and getting less in return, because that's how YouTube essentially moderates and punishes. And we've talked about this before from the standpoint of YouTube, instead of deleting channels and causing this uproar and demonetizing everybody, they'll just make it less profitable and less exciting and remove the motivation to continue to create certain topics, as they will make them, they'll make you do it for free. They'll make you do it without getting paid, which, this is nothing against Wolverine Prepper, although I know some people may have already decided that, based on the title and thumbnail, they think that I'm talking bad about him. But I'm okay with it, because this is just how YouTube works. But I have nothing against Wolverine Prepper. Actually, I like watching his content and listening to what he has to say about a variety of different things. One of which being about dental implants. It's amazing what you can find that you didn't know you were even looking for, thanks to YouTube. But I think YouTube has actually gotten to Wolverine Prepper to the point of which they're now making it where it's no longer fun for him to create his videos, and that's what they want. They can control and manipulate viewers and creators in a unique and interesting way that very few people are even cognizant of, and don't even realize it's happening as it's happening. So Wolverine Prepper, he put up this video
Wednesday, April
yesterday, the 3rd,
2024.
and he's in his backyard and he's talking
I'm
about
gonna give it a rest.
giving it a
doing
rest,
Sarasota Tim.
jumping off
parody,
the Sarasota
comedy,
Tim train. Hashtag
anything.
Social Security, hashtag Sarasota, hashtag snake oil.
Seems that
And
YouTube
he goes into some
is
great detail here
promoted,
about
all
why.
these videos
And it's about the
I get
algorithm.
views, but
It's
I'm
about
not
impressions.
monetized,
It's
and
about
I'm never
reach.
gonna be monetized.
It's
I
about
don't want it,
recommendation. It's
okay?
about suggestion.
But I'm
It's about
noticing
browse.
that-
And he also mentions that he's not monetized, and he never will be, which is quite interesting, but we'll save that for another day. If anybody out there would like to get monetized and perhaps maybe utilize this opportunity and this open door that YouTube has provided with a simple and easy keyword search term as Sarasota Tim to get your channel off the ground and begin making money every single day just from pressing record on your phone, then feel free, hit me up, reach out. My info is below.
It's turning into
But it's,
competition.
he says it's getting very competitive.
Other
Okay,
bigger channels out there
Competitive
are
landscape.
pumping them out also.
and he
They're
doesn't
not
want to
doing
name
parody.
any names in this,
Comedy.
but
I
you
think
know,
one of them.
my opinion, my stance is I don't mind naming names because I don't feel like I'm talking bad about anybody's channel. I'm literally only focused on analyzing the data and using these opportunities to improve other people's channels, to do better, to grow, to make more money, to reach their targeted and intended audience from the perspective of a YouTube content creator. That's it.
I'm not naming names here, people.
But I respect
But one of them
Wolverine
kinda
Prepper
made
for
a comment about,
just being anonymous in
ridiculous
this.
or
And
stupid
it's crazy
videos
because
or things like that.
what he's talking about
Yeah,
here
they're
is
my-
actually it's one of those things I was thinking about this morning as well. It's about the minions, okay? The minions or the bots or the trolls or whatever you want to call them, and they show up in the comment section, and their objective and their agenda is somewhat covert. And I think in this instance, they actually got to Wolverine Prepper, as you'll hear as we proceed with the rest of his 2-minute and 22-second
They're
video.
pumping them out too, but they're not.
But
you know,
yeah,
the same
folks are pumping
content.
out content. Now, here's
So,
the other thing.
I'm not
This is
playing
crazy.
that game.
I think that it's funny he says I'm not going to play that game, but YouTube is a game in essence. And I wouldn't be surprised to see channels out there, for instance, like the Reckless channel or A-Dog or some of these other quote-unquote reaction channels that literally just take your content and steal it and watch it and make money off of your content. Like, I would not be surprised if we see new channels coming out about and being created for the sole purpose of reacting to Sarasota Tim content from the perspective of other channels reacting to Sarasota Tim content. Does that make sense? It's like this infinite mirrored hallway, basically, that just never ends, of others using others with only a few actually being creative and adding some form of narrative or their own opinion or originality to the conversation, which I feel as though I do, because there's so much more to this than just Sarasota Tim. And I'll tell you guys right now, YouTube shows me a lot of different search terms. I'll actually go through here and see if I can pull up some of these search terms. So currently right now, YouTube has updated my research tab, and right now we've got underrated YouTube channels, can you make money on YouTube, best tips for YouTube channel, educational channels on YouTube, successful YouTube channel, invest in YouTube channels, how to upload videos on YouTube, make money watching YouTube videos, trending YouTube channel ideas, how to grow your business on YouTube, reaction channels on YouTube, YouTube motivational video. We actually discussed a lot of this just in this video unknowingly, and I'll explain that to you. Underrated YouTube channels. Wolverine Prepper is an underrated YouTube channel. Can you make money on YouTube? Absolutely. Best tips for YouTube channel. Well, the best tips, well, there's a lot, but I would say one of the best tips for YouTube channels is to not give up and keep posting and analyzing the data and focusing on the trends and figuring out where you fit in this competitive landscape for reaching whatever goal it is you want to reach. If your goal is to be monetized and make money, then cool, do that, make that money. And if you need help, again, reach out, hit me up. But if your goal is to create parodies and comedies and have fun and make people laugh, then Why should you let anybody stop you? Educational channels on YouTube. I feel as though this is an educational channel, but some would say that Sarasota Tim's channel is an educational channel from the standpoint of educating people on Social Security, on retirement, perhaps maybe from the perspective of what to do, or better yet, what not to do. For instance, if I see somebody walking and they trip over something, that's educational, because actually, I'll tell you what, if I see somebody driving and then they get pulled over by a police officer for speeding, that's educational. Because, all right, now I'm going to look at my speed. Was I going too fast as well? Did I get lucky? Is there a speed trap coming up? Their misfortune, unfortunately, is education from the perspective of what not to do. So some people could actually be watching Sarasota Tim's content from the perspective of what not to do. And that's educational in its own. Successful YouTube channels. We can go on and on for days here, but the simple fact of the matter is that success is ultimately going to be what you define and determine it to be on YouTube. And in their own right, Sarasota Tim has a successful YouTube channel. Wolverine Prepper has a successful YouTube channel. Blind Views has a successful YouTube channel. Side note, shout out Blind Views and the push and the introduction from some of Blind Views' audience over to my channel, and some of which are already watching both channels, not realizing that we were, on the same page, basically. I like Blind Views. I like Blind Views videos. I like his thought process. I like his analytics. I like his analysis. I like his technique. I like his editing. I like the effort that he puts into it. And I like the fact that these folks watch Squirrel Tribe too. So that's pretty cool as well. We got invest in YouTube channels, which is actually kind of funny, because you could invest in YouTube channels, but if you think about it, some folks have already invested in Sarasota Tim's YouTube channel by way of what I'm seeing and hearing and reading in the comments of some of these older folks watching, these older women, perhaps maybe some of these seniors, some of these retirees donating to Sarasota Tim because of the content. Now, granted, they're not investing in getting shares and a stake and a piece and a percentage of ownership, but they are investing in his ability to continue traveling and continue his spending or shopping addiction, if he has one, to create more and more videos every single day. So, this is interesting how you could invest. This is, what are you getting back in return? Are you getting back a portion of a business that's going to be worth more tomorrow than it is today? Or are you getting back enjoyment? Are you getting back entertainment? Are you getting back the fact that he may mention you in a video or whatever? Or he, may thank you for your donation, whatever it may be. How to upload videos on YouTube. And that's a good one, because I'm still surprised to this day that a lot of folks don't know how to get started, which, again, if you want help, need help, then hit me up. But as you can see, it's not very hard, because Sarasota Tim does it literally every minute. Not literally, but you get the idea. Make money watching YouTube videos. Ooh, that's a good one. That's a good one. And I talked about it in this video. Can you pick out the point of which I mentioned how to make money watching YouTube videos? Were you catching on to that? Trending YouTube channel ideas. We talked about that too. Can you catch on to that? How to grow your business on YouTube. Again, let me know in the comments. Are you guys catching on to the secrets and the tricks and the tips and the hacks that I'm literally giving you in every single video? Here's another one, big one. Reaction channels on YouTube. And the last one being YouTube motivational video, which I got to tell you guys, I hope that I'm falling into that category. For whatever that motivation may be, I hope that I'm falling into that category. Now, as I began here to share with you guys some of the keywords, we'll look at the $20 minimum wage video we put up yesterday with McDonald's. And the keywords here that YouTube is providing include, so we got YouTube search terms. Okay, now these YouTube search terms they're interesting because of the weight and the value, but it's funny because this video was purely about the minimum wage, new law in California, McDonald's, a specific franchisee owner, changes to business and changes to the economy and changes to the workforce and future changes and the possibility of stagflation or everything that had to do with people's money, their jobs, their livelihood, their ability to maintain a living wage, and all that, right? Let me read you the keywords that YouTube associated with this video, okay? And you help me make this make sense. Number one, at 35.6% is Sarasota Tim. Number two, at 24.4% is Sarasota Tim YouTube. So between those two alone, we're sitting at, almost 60% of the search terms are Sarasota Tim on a video that had nothing to do with Sarasota Tim. And then we got space weather, 20 minimum wage, Deerfield Beach live cam, God a minute, Kevin, McDonald's Big Mac, Sarasota Tim parody, Sarasota Tim YouTube. So as I said, guys, over 60% of the search terms are Sarasota Tim related. So I gotta ask you, why would I not make content about Sarasota Tim if YouTube is literally providing my content to those who are searching for Sarasota Tim? In addition, people are searching for Sarasota Tim, and not necessarily for his videos, but instead for videos from others discussing and talking about Sarasota Tim. It's no different than people searching for videos on Donald Trump, or on one of the main ones here that keeps popping up all the time, Jeff Bezos and Lauren Sanchez and her miraculous boobs and his crazy infinite, black card checking spending account where he bought a $90 million Florida mansion to live in, while his newly purchased $147 million homes are demolished for a mega mansion. Yeah, that's, I don't even know how to put that together, guys, and make that make sense. But we got no different than folks searching for Hope Hicks, and in essence not wanting to get videos from Hope Hicks, but instead they're searching for Hope Hicks because they want content made about Hope Hicks. You see what I'm saying?
Breaking news, one of Donald Trump's closest White House aides is expected to testify in his hush money trial. Hope Hicks was by Trump's side as his 2016 campaign press secretary during the final weeks of the election, when he was trying to keep his alleged affairs off the front pages. She testified before the grand jury in March of 2023, and a source with direct knowledge of the situation now tells NBC News she will take the stand once again.
And in addition to my McDonald's video, the suggested videos pushing my McDonald's video are Sarasota Tim rant, I got a lot to say. We got Sarasota Tim, it looks like in Harrah's, Laughlin, Nevada. This guy have a gambling addiction or something? And then we got Biden just made a huge something. That's probably Stephen Gardner. Looks like Officer Tatum, not Tater, Officer Tatum here. And then we got Jeremiah Babe. This is a real life nightmare. Get ready. It looks like he's in between a tornado and some sort of explosion, or maybe lava, or it's just a really nice sunset. I don't know. The image is kind of small, so I can't tell what it is, but be that as it may, I follow the data. I follow the feedback that YouTube provides to me, and this is very important. As I said, accountability and analytics are two of the most important factors to consider when starting a YouTube channel and growing a YouTube channel, which is why I made that video about that. But YouTube provides me with a ton of different keywords and different options to consider. For instance, other channels. I think Appalachia Homestead always pops up in my search somehow, some way. But even there's sometimes where it's I'll see, one time it was Canadian Prepper. Canadian Prepper was always in it. But then I was starting to see XRP, I was starting to see AMC, I was starting to see Dogecoin, I was starting to see Bitcoin. So I can't control it, and honestly, I wish I could make it make sense. But all I really can do is take these data points and then apply them in a way in which I think will work, and run the test and see what data I get back in return. This is literally a scientific experiment with controlled variables, basically. The most uncontrolled variable is the YouTube algorithm, the audience, and how that everybody responds, in addition to the title and thumbnail or intro hook that I choose to go with, and perhaps maybe the length of video, as this one's getting rather long. I'll wrap this up with Sarasota Tim. This is another list of search terms here on a different video. Sarasota Tim YouTube. Sarasota Tim YouTube today. And that's 52%, 29%, and 4%. That's a huge chunk. But right after that, we have Blind Views, Sarasota, Go Harder, Zachary Bryan. Some of these folks, I don't even know who they are. Zachary Bryan, never heard of him. Alexis YouTube, never heard of it. Blink 182, heard of him. Camper Van Kevin, Chris and Holly Show, Classic Bus, Cluttered Mother, Daniel Salinger YouTube, Eames Chair, Familiar Witch Tarot, Hobo Shoestring Missing. Who searches for Hobo Shoestring Missing? Jack Morgan RLP, Country Wayne, New Videos 2023 Today, Las Vegas live stream, Lil Wayne. I don't know why Lil Wayne shows up in my search so much. Live Simple, Live Free, One Sonic IRL, Ram Ranch Retirement, Sarasota Tim Haters, Sarasota Tim YouTube channel, Sarasota Time. Yeah, folks, look, I don't make the search terms. I just review and analyze and, you know, try to utilize the search terms. Search is a very powerful tool for YouTube. As you know, keywords are huge, and ultimately those can potentially provide a long-term passive income producing strategy from evergreen content. And I'll explain that later if you guys want. Let me know.
I don't need this.
But we'll finish up with Wolverine Prepper here, as he goes into detail about how much work he's got to do on his homestead.
I just had
And he's pointing to the septic field. And it's funny because I thought about putting in the title, I don't know if I will, maybe I will, maybe I won't, that Wolverine Prepper is talking shit. And obviously some folks will say, oh, he's talking shit, and then they're going to get in their feelings about whatever he's potentially talking shit about. But really, he's just talking shit about shit, like literally shit, like the septic tank field that he is talking about. I don't know if people will get that reference or even make it this far in the video to hear the explanation before they get triggered and leave whatever comment they're going to leave and click out, but maybe I will use it. Well, it'll be fun. We'll see how it works out.
The old one was 40 to 60 years old.
It's
so
funny
I've got
because
some landscaping
as
to
he's
do,
pointing, I'm like, that could be a little plot. That could be a little spot. If you could put like some Sure Power there, and Tim could back his bushwhacker up back there, or back his Flagstaff up back there, and just camp out behind Wolverine Prepper's house. That'd be funny, right?
my sticks and bricks here. I've got new kitchen countertops to do.
You got work to do.
I've got new kitchen flooring, yada, yada, yada. I got a lot of things on the list, so I don't have time to be playing around making parody videos.
I ain't got time for this shit.
And I'm done, because the train is going to fall up the tracks.
Over.
By itself.
Yep.
They don't
you hear
need
that?
my help, all right?
Derailed.
Wolverine Prepper, you guys take care. I really enjoyed the views, but I'm not monetized, so they don't mean anything to me.
Not a damn thing.
But I think that I rubbed some people the wrong way because I'm stealing views from them. Have a good one. Wolverine Prepper.
Maybe.
See
Maybe
you in a
it's
couple months, maybe.
Maybe. He's out. He's done. He's finished. Kaputs. It's like a Norfolk Southern or BNSF train derailment happening right now. And it's funny because essentially what Wolverine Prepper just described is that he's not doing this for clout, okay? And he's done. And he's had brief periods where he wouldn't post for months. So I truly believe that he's probably going to be done. We won't hear from him for a while, unfortunately. But it is what it is. His choice. It's his channel, his life. He can do what he wants. And so can you guys too. But I will say this. I'll leave you guys with this. No matter who you are, and no matter what your opinion is or position is in this, no matter what it is, no matter what topic it is, no one person can stop it, okay? No one person can stop it. No one person can stop Sarasota Tim. And even if Sarasota Tim stopped, people would still continue making videos about him for a very long period of time. And one of those examples is actually of Kevin Samuels, who is no longer alive, but people still use his content. They still make videos about him or by way of him or reference him in a hashtag or